We talked about Alabama.
Alabama reaches the college cup for the first time.
Heisman Memorial Trophy.
First soccer championship in sport. Is still Alabama.
Florida State or Alabama. One spot. Whoever's 4 plays Michigan. Number 5, heartbroken. Who's number 4? And Alabama returns to the playoff.
Roll Tide, everyone. I'm Roger Hoover, joined by Kinsey Hughes, and what a couple of weeks it's been for the Crimson Tide. Kinsey, Alabama is back in the college football playoffs for a college football record 8th time. The Crimson Tide have played the most playoff games with 13 and have the most playoff wins with 9.
That they do. The 4th-seeded Crimson Tide will take on number 1 seed Michigan in the Rose Bowl. The winner of that matchup will take on the winner of number 2 seed Washington and 3rd seed Texas in the national championship in Houston, Texas. Wow, Roger, as you said, what 2 weeks it's been for the Tide.
Absolutely. The Tide got there with a win over the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship. Going into the SEC title game, Alabama was ranked 8th in the college football playoff rankings, and the Georgia Bulldogs were ranked number 1 and also had won 29 games in a row. Georgia got on the board first, driving right down the field on the first drive of the game. 17-yard run by Kendall Milton put the Bulldogs up 7-0. History was made with the next set of points. This 43-yard field goal by Will Reichert made him the NCAA all-time career leader in points.
The Tide took their first lead of the game on their first drive of the second half. Jalen Milroe connected with Jam Miller on a wheel route and no stopping him. Touchdown Alabama, and the Tide is on top 10-7. The Tide struck again just before the half. After a 4th down completion to Isaiah Bond for 22 yards down to the 15-yard line, Jermaine Burton with a great route, and Miller hits it in the end zone, but Burton made this fantastic catch as he clutched the ball against his helmet for the score. That made it 17-7 Crimson Tide, and that would be the score at the half.
The Bulldogs scored first in the second half with a 34-yard field goal, but the Crimson Tide answered right back. Tresman Marshall recovered a Georgia fumble, and then after that, Will Reichert added on to his NCAA scoring total with this 28-yard field goal. That put Alabama back up by 10.
Awesome stuff from Will, and Roydell Williams added another Crimson Tide touchdown in the 4th. With Alabama leading by 3, 27-24, and under 3 minutes to go, Alabama picked up a couple of first downs on a couple of big runs by Jalen Milroe as the Tide closed out the game, snapping Georgia's 29-game win streak and capturing their 30th SEC championship.
I couldn't be prouder of a bunch of guys on a team that has come so far from where we were second, third game of the season. I think this is a great example for a lot of people who want to be successful in terms of the perseverance that these guys showed, the character that they had to overcome adversity, the resiliency that they played with, and they're truly a team. Everybody's together. Everybody trusts and respects the principles and values of the organization and the program and buy into them. They're all responsible for their own self-determination, which means they can go do their job. So I couldn't be prouder of a bunch of guys, the progress that we made, the way we compete. You know, Georgia has got an outstanding team. And I think our team wanted to prove all year. There was a lot of naysayers early in the year, so we wanted to show people what we could accomplish and what we could do. There wasn't a better stage to do it, to play the number 1 team in the country who had won 29 games in a row. And because that's the end point that says you really got where you wanted to go. You were able to go out there and compete in a game, play for 60 minutes, which it took all 60 minutes, and to win the SEC championship, which is, in my opinion, really, really significant.
Really significant, and crowned them king, Roger. This was the Crimson Tide's 30th SEC championship, more than double any other school. Georgia is second with 14, and this was also the 9th Southeastern Conference title under head coach Nick Saban. Alabama has won 7 out of the last 10 SEC championships and is now 4-0 against Georgia in SEC championship games.
And the Tide have been very successful in Bryant-Denny East. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Tide are a perfect 8-0 there and have won 17 games in a row in Atlanta.
Jalen Milroe was named the most valuable player for the SEC championship game.
Crimson Tide are 12-1, finished the regular season with a perfect 8-0 record in conference play.
That they did, and the Tide won the team award with the SEC championship, and the team is starting to receive some individual honors as well.
Crimson Tide had 10 players receive all SEC honors from the Associated Press, including 5 first-team members. Offensive lineman J.C. Latham and Tyler Booker on offense. Then on defense, Dallas Turner and Kool-Aid McKinstry were selected to the NCAA, were also selected. Then you have the NCAA all-time scoring leader chosen as the first-team place kicker.
Chosen to the second team was quarterback Jalen Milroe, and 4 on defense, Justin Aboigbe, Chris Braswell, Terrion Arnold, and Caleb Downs.
Coaches made their all-SEC selections as well, and the Tide had 10 players selected to 11 spots, including 8 on the first team. J.C. Latham was selected to the all-SEC first team on offense. On defense, the Tide had 5. Justin Aboigbe, Dallas Turner, Terrion Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Caleb Downs.
That's quite the group, and Will Reichard was named the first team all-SEC place kicker, with Neelan Hibbett chosen as the long snapper. Tyler Booker was selected as the second all-team on offense, along with punter James Burnup, and Will Reichard was chosen as the all-SEC second-team kickoff specialist.
And the Tide also picked up a few more honors from the Southeastern Conference. Dallas Turner was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
Becoming the NCAA points leader helped Will Reichard earn the Special Teams Player of the Year honors, and Caleb Downs had a terrific first year with the Crimson Tide as he earned SEC Freshman of the Year.
After that SEC championship win, the Crimson Tide held their annual team banquet on Sunday. 17 team awards were handed out, as well as the naming of the permanent team captains.
Jermaine Burton, Jace McClellan, and Jalen Milroe were named the Offensive Players of the Year. The Defensive Players of the Year were Kool-Aid McKinstry and Dallas Turner. And on special teams, James Burnup, Neelan Hibbett, and Will Reichard and Quandarius Robinson were named Players of the Year.
And voted on by the players, Jalen Milroe was named the most valuable player. Also voted on by the players were the permanent team captains. Those were Jalen Milroe, Malachi Moore, and Dallas Turner. Congratulations to those award winners. Visit RolledTide.com for a complete list of all the winners from the banquet.
Now let's take a look at our Crimson Tide and the NFL Players of the Week. And Roger, we start with the team that is focus of hard knocks right now, the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa led the Dolphins to a 45-15 win over the Washington Commanders. Tua completed 18 of 24 passes for 280 yards with 2 scores, with an impressive passer rating of 141.
Derrick Henry rushed past the century mark as he finished with 102 yards on 22 carries with 2 touchdowns. Henry is second in the NFL in rushing yards with 841 on the year. Plus, Devontae Smith had 9 catches for 96 yards and a score, and the Eagles lost to the 49ers.
And rookie Will Anderson Jr. made a huge impact in the Texans' win over the Broncos. Anderson finished with 2 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries, a pass deflection, and 5 tackles.
Stay with us. We'll take you all access for the Tide's huge SEC championship win in Atlanta over the Georgia Bulldogs. That and more coming up next, right here on Tide TV This Week.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
This week, the Alabama Crimson Tide won their 30th SEC championship in Atlanta on Saturday as they snapped the Georgia Bulldogs' 29-game win streak.
The Crimson Tide have dominated the SEC championship game, winning 7 out of the last 10. Let's take an all-access look at the Tide's latest championship victory.
Who wins it, gentlemen?
Everybody wants to win a conference championship when the season begins. You get to this point and you go, okay, it's right there in our grasp. But when these two teams, these two programs get together, it's bigger than that. The last team to beat Georgia 728 days ago. Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Tide, I asked Jalen Milroe, how can this Alabama squad beat Georgia? And Milroe responded, Jenny, the question should be, how can this Georgia team beat Alabama?
This our second home, bro. B-side 4-3, 1, 2, 3. B-side party.
Kendall Milton, little hesitation, and then explosion. Touchdown, Georgia. Will Reichard will try from 43 yards away to become the all-time leading scorer in college football history. He's got it.
Stuck it in.
Milroe again, a wide snap. He's got a wheel route to Jam Miller. Touchdown, Alabama.
Let's go. Who he is?
Kendall Milton, nothing doing that time. Nice job by Deontay Lawson. Tripped up for a loss, the same guy. Here comes the heat, down he goes. They get to him, and it's Dallas Turner. On the way. He hit the right upright, and came out. Blitz on the way. Milroe lobs it far side. Bond, did he get it?
He did.
He did. Milroe scans the field to the end zone, and it's caught. Jermaine Burton, touchdown Alabama. And against his old teammates from Georgia. The Alabama fans are elated.
Let's keep on. We ain't done yet. Let's keep on. We ain't done yet. Let's keep on.
It's a pitch. Edwards. Great penetration by Alabama, and they stop it. To the end zone. Not quite. Bowers has it tipped away by the guy that just came in for Kool-Aid. They're going to come with the end around, and the ball is out. I think Georgia, no, Alabama's got it. Tresman Marshall. On the run, on the catch. A nice return. Quarterback sneak, touchdown.
Go fast, and with the extra point, it's a three-point game.
In trouble, a shovel pass to Bond again, and a first down. Gonna lob this one over to Bond again. Isaiah Bond, touchdown. Roydell Williams.
We are not done.
And the white flag has been waved from the Georgia sideline. And what do you say, folks? Let's get out of here. Bama, a winner over the Georgia Bulldogs, claiming the SEC title for the 30th time in school history. Keep us out. I dare you.
I told you we was gonna be here again. Let them know. Let them know. We got it, boy. Every day, and we got it.
The Crimson Tide, the last team to beat Georgia 728 days ago, is going to do it again.
And the MVP for the 2023 SEC Championship is Jalen Milroe.
This is a great team. And I've never been prouder of a group of guys than these guys in terms of what they accomplished tonight. They showed today and proved that they can win against anybody.
It's my privilege to present the 2023 SEC Football Championship Trophy to Coach Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Let's hear it one more time for your 2023 SEC champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
We had a purpose before anybody had an opinion of us. And the biggest thing, our motto was, let all naysayers know.
The sellout crowd at Coleman Coliseum was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in.
Absolute great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish.
I am blown away.
Practice is paying off, and she knows it.
The 10s were contagious tonight. It's going to be a big number.
And sticks that landing.
Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
What
a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. There's not much that has been more reliable over his career than Will Reichard. The NCAA all-time scoring leader is wrapping up his final season with the Crimson Tide.
Let's hear from Will about his career here with the Crimson Tide.
Will Reichard, Hoover, Alabama kicker. So I graduated in business management last spring, and then I graduate at the end of the season in sports hospitality management. The NFL has been a dream of mine for a really long time, and I'm really excited to be able to pursue that after the season's over. My dad made me start playing football when I was in 3rd grade to get tougher for soccer, and it ended up just being really good at kicking, so I just ended up sticking with it. So I chose Alabama because all the great things that come with being at this place. Obviously the championships, winning so many games, being able to play in big time games, but also things off the field. You know, the support staff that we have, the training staff, the weight room, academics, all those things are kind of the reasons why I came here. I'm really, really blessed to have a lot of great coaches that have been here since I've been here. Great snappers, great holders, great blockers. That have done their job so that I can do mine. You know, although I have those two things, it's not just because of what I do, it's because of people that have sacrificed for me, and so I'm very appreciative for them for that as well. Even though I'm a kicker, I still want to be able to impact, you know, the team as much as I can, even if that's in a different way. You know, if I can be able to do that, that's what I want to do, and so it's been really cool to be able to do that this year. Playing for Coach Saban is different than anything I've ever experienced. He's really hard on us, but I think that brings out the best in us, and you know, definitely very grateful that he's been my coach for 5 years. Faith is the most important thing to me in my life. You always hear faith, family, football. I think that it's a pretty good saying, and I feel like that's how it goes in my life. She's the most important thing in my life right now. She comes to every game. She always supports me, you know, good and bad. So we met in high school. She's a year younger than I am. Back home, we lived about 10 minutes apart. She's awesome, and we got married in January, and it's been really exciting, and I'm very blessed to have her in my life.
Active hands again. Sarah Ashley Barker can't be stopped.
You gotta love to see it, the energy. The game is out of reach, but it's not out of reach for Sarah Ashley Barker as she's able to get into the passing lane.
Legacies rise from purpose. They're developed through passion, determination, and the power to follow through. This is where ambition meets opportunity. What happens next is up to you. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Crimson Tide Production Studio inside Bryant-Denny Stadium. She's Kenzie Hughes. I'm Roger Hoover, and this is Tide TV This Week.
Raj, the football regular season is over, but we've still got plenty of other sports to talk about.
Getting back on the hardwood, the men's basketball team jumped back into the win column with a win over Arkansas State, led by first-year head coach and former Alabama assistant Brian Hodgson.
In the first half, the Tide put together a 30-14 run by making 9 of 18 from beyond the arc, as the Tide led by 21 at the half, 49-28. Alabama held Arkansas State to just 13.3% from behind the arc in the second half, as the Tide rolled to the 34-point win, 89-65.
The Alabama women's basketball team was in action on Wednesday morning as the Tide hosted their annual 5th grade fast break game against Coastal Carolina. It was loud.
It was very loud. The Crimson Tide had 6 score in double figures and were paced by Sarah Ashley Barker with 17 points. Alabama led the entire game and went into the locker rooms up by 20 at the half. 25 total bench points would keep Alabama in front as they defeated Coastal Carolina 88-46.
It is indoor season for the Alabama distance runners as 3 athletes represented the Crimson Tide at the Shannon Danville season opener in Boston. Hilda Olumomoy led the way with a second-place school record-breaking finish in the 5,000. Hillary Chariot also claimed a school record in the 3,000 with his 7th-place finish. Make sure you stay with us. We're wrapping up our plays and players of the week next.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
The sellout crowd at Coleman Coliseum was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in.
The absolute great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish.
I am blown away. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. The 10s were contagious tonight. It's going to be a big number.
And sticks that landing.
Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
Will Reichert will drive from 43 yards away to become the all-time leading scorer in college football history, and he's got it.
Snap to Milroe. Jay to look. He's got Miller wide open. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Alabama takes the lead with 12:04 to go in the first half. Looking, firing right side. Pass is going to be caught by Vaughn at the 15-yard line. What a catch for a first down. Plenty of time. Firing left side. It is juggled. It is caught. Touchdown. Jermaine Burton. Misdirection. Ball's on the deck. Scrambling for it. A fight underneath the pile. Bama came out with it. Trisman Marshall. Running himself. He does. Left side. Keeps his feet. 35, 40. Foot race. Midfield. He's going to stay in bounds and get knocked down. And what do you say, folks? Let's get out of here. Bama, a winner over the Georgia Bulldogs, claiming the SEC title for the 30th time in school history.
Those Legacy of Hope plays of the week speak for themselves, but Roger, we've got to show some love to all the incredible athletes that made them happen.
From school records to championship MVPs, we really have it all this week. And how can we not go with the SEC championship game MVP? What a game for the Crimson Tide as they won their 7th SEC championship in the last 10 years. Milroe is a big reason for that success as he finished with 221 total yards, including 192 through the air and a pair of touchdowns.
Congratulations to Jalen Milroe and the Crimson Tide on an incredible SEC championship win.
Roll Tide to that, and we hope to see you back here next week for another edition of Tide TV This Week.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,